Well, now I would like to invite Dr. Manjit Misra, Director of the U.S. Department of Agriculture National Institute of Food and Agriculture, who will introduce the David Lambert Hunger Fighter Scholarship recipient and the winners of the World Food Prize Foundation graduate student competitions that took place this week during the Borlaug Dialogue.
Ambassador Branstad, this year's World Food Prize laureate, and my dear friend Heidi Kuhn, distinguished guests and friends. It is my distinct honor to announce this year's David Lambert Hunger Fighter Scholarship recipient. Before I do so, however, I would like to say something briefly about David Lambert, after whom this scholarship is named. David was a staunch champion of the World Food Prize, especially the Global and Iowa Youth Institute. He passed away peacefully while attending the World Food Prize events in 2015. David was a distinguished fellow at the Seed Science Center at Iowa State University. We traveled together to many places, to Rome, Kenya, and Ghana, to promote global food and nutrition security, especially child nutrition, which was his passion. He often talked about the need for science with a human face and the beauty of the human spirit. His heart was always with those who need the help most: women, children, and smallholder farmers. David was a wonderful colleague, an excellent mentor, and most of all, a very dear friend. Khalil Gibran, the author of the book Prophet, says this about friendship: when your friend parts from you, grieve not, for that which you loved most in him may be clearer in his absence. What is clear to many of us who have gathered here is that we were all graced by David's gentleness, kindness, and thoughtfulness. Those who met him even briefly went away feeling a little happier, lifted in spirit, and more confident that they were up to the task. David had many sayings. My favorite is this: I do not know what you are asking of me, but the answer is yes. Because that is who he was, always saying yes to people who need help, regardless of their station in life, whether a student, the president of a university, or the CEO of a company. The night before he passed, my wife Jane and I saw him in the hotel hallway, heading to his room after the World Food Prize laureate dinner. Jane, my wife, gave him a book about angels. David accepted that gift with such humility, hugged it to his chest, and said he will treasure it. We believe when the heaven's wiser love called him home that night, David said, I do not know what you are asking me to do, but the answer is yes. And he was lifted up, surrounded by angels and in beauty. David's desire for a world without hunger is shared by this year's winner of the Hunger Fighter Scholarship. I would request her to stand at the table while I read a little bit about her and then we will recognize her. Her name is Jocelyn Posernik, who is currently a junior in environmental studies, international agriculture, and horticulture at Iowa State University. She participated in the World Food Prize competition as a freshman in the high school, exploring the sustainability of aquaponics in Thailand as a tool to help combat climate change. In college, she participated in 2 study abroad courses to learn about crop production and pest and disease management in Costa Rica and in India. She is an active member of Engineers Without Borders, an ISU club working on projects dedicated to extending the growing season for farmers in Ghana through rainwater collection systems. Last summer, she spent 6 weeks on an internship in Uganda through an Iowa State program that creates school gardens. She and her team worked intimately with the members of the Kamuli community with 4 primary schools and 1 secondary school to help the nutrition. Jocelyn cultivates a passion for global food security, seed science, and child nutrition. After graduation, she plans to work in rural and urban communities, educating the public, farmers, and school children on sustainable agricultural practices. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present this year's David Lambert Hunger Fighter Scholar, Jocelyn Posernik. Jocelyn, will you please stand? Next, I would like to announce the Graduate Student Awards. And when I announce your names, please also stand at the table and we will recognize you as a group. The World Food Prize Foundation co-hosted its 2nd ever graduate student poster session and 1st ever graduate student presentation competition with the Consortium for Innovation in Post-Harvest Loss and Food Waste Reduction. The contest took place on Tuesday morning and Wednesday afternoon, and they were judged by former laureates and renowned practitioners from international organizations, governments, and the private sector. Combined, these sessions featured nearly 30 young professionals, the next generation, from 9 different universities and 9 different countries, with a wide array of pressing research topics related to food systems transformation, nutrition, agriculture, economics, and more. There was a 3-way tie for the 1st place. You can see the quality. And the winners are Xin Mai Teng, Marjorie Jauregai, and Connor Makabe. For poster competition, the 1st place winner was Liji Jaldivar. Liji, would you stand and be recognized? There was a 3-way tie for the 2nd place, and the recipients were Indira Priyadarshini Lakukula, Sabita Ranabhat, and Alexandra Starkey. Will you all stand and be recognized? These are the next generation of Dr. George Washington Carvers, Dr. Norman E. Borlaug, and Heidi Coons.